So we have reached a cul-de-sac where every available capacity that Swartbooi could generate to lead this nation, to transform the economy, every possible capacity that they may have had, they have depleted it. There are no more secrets that Swartbooi has to offer. There are no more good surprises that Swartbooi can offer to us. There are no angels that will come and fill the positions in Swartbooi that will change that party. It is effectively a broken down, dead political project of the past. Oha, amatoma, kobasna koe, uip mais kuisa kanisa ni komisen basi, no iko sinani jenga. Time for playing is over. Whether you are a youth up in the north or the east or the west, wherever you are, time for playing is over. These politicians that start parties like Itula them, who are not serious. These others who are jumping on dead water. These other politicians that just decorate themselves with nice suits. These honorables who have no clue about what to do with the economy. Time is up. These political formations that have no ideological clarity, that you do not know where they stand in the morning, where they are in the afternoon, where they are at night. You just have no clue. This type of political garbage must not be taken seriously. This is time for serious leadership. This is a moment that will torment our children for generations to come, or it is a moment that will liberate our people for generations to come. Nebara urima itula hanka kwe nata ingalin era uriman ikwa sen nai ko ai getan. Nebara anisen mati iza saraka anamati iza orukunga kai sen ma tain karin dinga di politika partai enga ge for aner khabe kai ku tangip diga no uan na hundi ai ge kai. It's time for people with a heart, with a mind, for the people of this country to lead society. It's time for people that understand what economic reconstruction means. It's time for leaders that know and understand the urgency, the fierce urgency, to quote Martin Luther King, the fierce urgency of now. It's time for such leaders. Not actors, not performers, not decorated individuals that galavant pretending to understand serious issues, but leaders that have internalized the challenges, that understand how to address those challenges from day one. And that's why in LPM I'm declaring already, and I've said it to my crew, I hate lazy, lying leaders at whatever level. I hate leaders that don't read, that don't equip themselves. Obesa huminga kai Krishna makoige uisahu. Asagam tani tina comment my kai duyawu. Kuranti tina comment my naige total omstani kwa titaras kazi hansi kwe. If you don't read, how do you develop yourself? So in LPM, as our lady explained, we have a strategy how to deal with that question. This is the moment for those individuals that have a moral and political vigilance, that have conviction and strength of character to take charge of local and regional government. Homa khatanat makwen, kandur dingan gulkao mari khati makwen. In the comes and Tainga comes and I did I the footman, Nepkin I now Iba. Nen I get I to Snara Markway, local authorities Nascas, streets, rats Nascas, Kaisa, Kali AC Koi. Here, don't transcend to mine. Nothing like it. Going not to get tight to Snamakwana, and is your oblosi problem now. I start guys and how. Such can go see you, it's oplos and Zazihoga, or what it comes in a kaya. It is a moment for leaders that understand how to address the challenges, that have solutions at hand, not leaders who complain like crybabies. Let me give context to what I'm speaking about in terms of where we are as a nation. Ada Kaliro se, Daran Arore, Kovin Lora se, Nen Bukmana Kai, Si Madi Hue, Nidi Kaibuna Jesina, Nete, Ukaisena Kaisa. I want to compare, and I will do it quite fast, a country like Zambia, where people thought Kenneth Kaunda could never be removed and that his party could never be disintegrated. When Frederick Chiluba came, Kenneth Kaunda became something of the past because he messed up the economy of Zambia. He did not transform Zambian society as he should have. Indeed, Zambia under Kenneth Kaunda played an important role to assist us as a country in obtaining freedom. For that, we will forever remain indebted to Kenneth Kaunda and the people of Zambia. We go to Robert Mugabe, who at the time of independence did two wonderful things. He brought very strong education to the people of Zimbabwe, and he reformed agriculture. From 1980 onward, Zimbabwe's agriculture grew by 6,000%. Then came corruption, nepotism, tribalism, again ethnicity. Zimbabwe was freed by Mugabe and destroyed by Mugabe at the same time. Nora Nora, Tira Norasa Ungana. Hanaka Tikari Sagi, Horakasi Kurina Ekopinaba, Tiget Zambia, Zimbabwe Kwana, Kaisa Kaisa, White Amsa Takazama. Tiget Nelson Nakwana, Zimbabwe Kosi, Tumukai, or the Zimbabwe Kamkwana, who can Takas and Uihao, who make Habase and Dipere Baramanaka Wabasi. Naske Mugabe Ketansidisa. We look at South Africa ANC. When Mandela came, he tried by all means to unify the people of South Africa. He tried to build what they called a rainbow nation. He didn't steal anything. Thabo Mbeki came, tried to stabilize the macro and microeconomic condition, tried to develop the economy, tried to bring new investors, tried to advance that country in the technologies. But then he was removed by Jacob Zuma. When Jacob Zuma came, corruption spiraled out of control. Nepotism spiraled out of control. He's the only head of state with 6 wives. Today, just as UNIP failed Zambia, just as ZANU-PF failed and continues to fail Zimbabwe, so too is ANC failing South Africa. Exactly the same way SWAPO is and has failed the Republic of Angola. Same group of political parties, just like MPLA in Angola failed the people of Angola. Just like Frelimo and others failed the people of Mozambique. The same failures are part of our present. Let's look at a country like Rwanda. Tribalism, ethnicity, and eventually a genocide that killed 800,000 Rwandese. Tribalism. Namibia has crossed every point that Rwanda crossed before it got to a civil war. They started calling themselves names. They in fact started to refer to each other as cockroaches. And take note, on the last day of the sitting of parliament, Utoni Niyoma called us cockroaches. Nobody stopped him. The speaker did not intervene, because in order to start to kill somebody, you have to dehumanize that person. Before they started to kill each other as Hutus and Tutsis, they started to refer to each other as cockroaches. A cockroach, you know, is something when you find in your house, you trample upon it immediately. That's a cockroach. They have started to dehumanize us in preparation for wanting to kill us. Take note what I'm saying. Parlements napi utoni batirami hamake speaker ngaba ta nadini disinamidra. Take note, kai se era tanisi kai sa dibu je kai se ka iba kakarla dimitoa tike Martin Shaliba hoye erati ai ha khabe ke hana uka ese recordings na political kaitwe niya swabo za watching ending nande kising nobina kahatom dirasimi. Martin Shelley goes a couple of days after Utoni refers to us as cockroaches. He goes and in what he thought was a meeting that there were no recordings is unfortunately found saying in the presence of many people who were joining him in laughter about a serious statement of threats to kill and a specific way in which to execute people. Very specific way. They were laughing. He was recorded. When the recording was shared, in which he was saying, slit their throats, except the one from PDM, slit the throats of all of them that have left Swartbooi and have formed their parties. In what he thought was a conversation that would never get out of that space. He was caught off guard. He was forced to apologize, but you know, we are not children. Torot madage. Privat segura nunti harisa gura apa gude kwega. Na ignorant or 80 since abeditina hamak lexirati. Itu dia paya sige abawe. God is a great loyal God. The deep secrets that the enemy is planning and planting, what is done in darkness shall be revealed, as he has revealed what was planned and is being planned by Swartbooi government. That has people that support him. Shaliba. Kai soldat neba. Kahadoms Tasa. Let me take you back to Angola to reaffirm why I'm saying that we have crossed every point as a country towards self-destruction. I'm still talking about Rwanda. Lubangos nage kwena adi naka kwengenena. In onan wakutma iku ugu nohoba utuwa kahuna kitiga. It's the same people who, when intellectually and politically, when they were outmaneuvered, out-debated, outsmarted by others, identified those others in Lubango as South African spies and put them in dungeons And in fact, we are still finding that more than 5,000 Namibians are missing and unaccounted for that were also found to be in Lubango. Siafte kwego ya Lubango sna kona ke kampigu ona nwakul ose siafte kwego ke nete donda ringa hasara abana mitse kudika haiti sezemno hulu kuingala ya hatu sadu ke ring ai uise da didra nguha o koina da au toma bidin house ta dira ai netu kwan how meeting house neske tomte iduku Namibia na hubi baran aroma. Because in gathering as you have done, you are demonstrating the power that you have to go and change the direction of this country. And they have never seen anything like it. We have not transported any person like Itula and Swartbooi and others do. We don't specialize in transporting people from one venue to another venue so that we look good, so that we look powerful. We plan organically on the ground, at the place, with the people, for the people, in order to mobilize them for the change that they deserve, for the change that they need, for a future for their children that they must get. Rwanda now. Habia Ramana Bakanto, and you said, Moanati, Kal, Ubiskumi, and Nitsi Kankuptina Gema, Omden Kubinai, Kwena, Kwaku, Tantana, Danai, 100 days in Kwena, Rwanda. But let me go to the other side of Rwanda. Nadi, we said, and we could say, can't beginning guide to his after a horrible genocide, where people hated each other, where this person killed the relative of the other person, where they knew who killed whose husband in which area. The leadership under Paul Kagame brought people into building a nation by engaging in a process of dialogue and healing. Kagame then developed a political and economic program of reform and development. Today, companies like Volkswagen have put up major manufacturing plants in a small country like Rwanda after a devastating genocide that killed 800,000 people. Life expectancy in Rwanda has gone up. Income levels in Rwanda has gone up. Innovation in Rwanda has gone up. New business opportunities for young people in Rwanda has gone up. New business opportunities for medium and bigger sized businesses for export has gone up exponentially. The civil service has been transformed to perform at near optimal levels. Rwanda, at 94, a civil war, a mess. In 2020, an economic miracle happening. That is leadership. How do you go? I think it was a minor who talked to Ebe. It's so okay.
Ai uya, nei ke tikut mai, kabera bungai koi sama, orang ni desa, dia nak kabu nusa, nusa nak kabusa, dia nak kain seti, orang nusa, nusa nak kain seti, dia saw se, dia mi satu kira mi saw, honesty, I do aku di tu ke, mereka aku ke copyright dia mi se, we take the ball, and we put it there. By the LPM, we take the ball, we put it there, by the LPM, for the LPM, we kwapasin, we Kenyan sin. Yes, lari tu ya.
We take the ball. We put it in. For the LPM. By the LPM. Tikwapasen. Ti-aasen. Ti-kadosen. We take the ball. We put it in. For the LPM. By the LPM. Tikwapasen. Yeah, I think now you are a better life. Yeah, you may be seated. In Tanzania, the economic policies of Julius Nyerere failed, but he never stole a cent from the people of Tanzania. That is why he is still a respected man. In Namibia, economic policies have failed. Political programs have failed. Nation building has failed. State building has failed. Tribalism is at the highest. And they have started stealing billions upon billions from all of us. Fish Road is one example. There's another one coming, Diamond Road, Mining Road, where this country is actually sold out to the Chinese and where this government actually reports to the Chinese. So, I want those that are 18 years to 45 to please stand up. 18 to 45. 18 tot 45 jaar. You don't need to make a noise. You can just stand up and stand still and quiet. 18 to 45. Isi tesan sahu koro disi hakan Aga disi koron Noba ho karaga. Toba kau dah kira tidak khas. Cikwa pasen. Cikwa pasen. Cikwa pasen khas. I have deliberately and carefully narrated to all of you. I took time. I took effort to explain to you how those in the political elite establishment are constantly threatening civil war. I've told you that. I've given you the evidence of how they plan to kill us. Miba tudagego kasa se madi sta swabosa kam uitao nin ice kwenasa. They have said it's white people. Then they've called us cockroaches. Then they've called us, through their supporters, to be slit by the throat. You who are 18 to 45, you must stand ready to defend the democracy of this country. I do not want us to get to a situation where the people of Zimbabwe were caught defenseless by the military and elite establishment, where the people until today are beaten up by the military of Zimbabwe. You have also seen, all of you young people and not so young people, how the military is increasingly being deployed in civilian affairs, in policing, in traffic matters. I'm telling you, SWAPO is planning a civil war to identify certain groups and to eliminate certain political leaders and to ensure that people are so scared that they will eventually not vote for the change that they deserve. Uruhui tidugiran aim. Says wasatran uruse abustan mawai tomasing undi dwakri oduge saura mai. Weermacht kuha saumai. Die ngadens alitai. Tanga kana kai kau ngadi khun ngada tida harutoma tiran ain. Ora gira mi batu. Tida kharaka ibn wa. Tin mas khaka ne hat kai tuan khan wa. Esase kam ui tida khatwatsi stins abesa wa swabuski. Koe uitwas kose tuida ke khuna subusera We take things lightly because someone is not yet dead according to the plans of the enemy.
Oh, yes.
No one tidan otoma oduje tarisa ti we some masi kunada hatoma irakom ora jira time itu an kam we de taura swaboske oduginika you must stand ready so that nothing that I have done in my life is in vain if the plan of Swartbooi succeeds to kill me. Watching your backs, come ask you, Torong, sisters. Torong, catching you, go. Swartbooi is the Kurus na. Hauna Oanai, flat out monuments. That is a who they gram ibadu. Can't do that, gets hard. I said, I guess, Sada decision book for Swartbooi and Hakayokaya. Swartbooi Nastama for Swartbooi. There is only democracy when they win. Yes. For Swartbooi, there is only peace and stability when they win. And if you are not a member of Swartbooi, you are a tribalist. You disturb peace and stability. And therefore, in their own calculation, you must be eliminated.
It will not work.
Anduga Mariko Nadedra auto de auto dita for Anna Kaiser. Anduga Mariko Nadedra Dida Quena, Matap Tarakau, here, no Tap Tarakau Timibasa. If you know, and this plan that they have is not a direct hit using army and other things. Havone Haba Masi Rona Aromatao. Ida Havone Tabarona Kumangawai of Hafemai, of coming a Hafemai. This is the plan. Tigasi to know or Kahadon Besa. Leonarage, Aunt Adudanica Migama. Taidukini. Haisasi Dukini. When called upon to defend our democracy, those that are 18 years to 45, you must be ready and be prepared to give everything that you have in defense of our democracy. Because the soldiers that we have in this country as NDF, they don't belong to the Republic of Namibia. They are Swartbooi soldiers. They don't want democracy themselves. They don't want to salute any other commander-in-chief if that person is not from Swartbooi. As I speak, the ballot papers have arrived in Windhoek. Our team has discovered major discrepancies in the ballot papers as they are dealing with them right now at the center. Swartbooi and the Minister Garasi, no navigate Nisisa, talk about what Swartbooi. Instead of engaging and debating and out-debating us, they are sending their ministers to plead to us to come back to Swartbooi. And we are telling them, fight back in a debate. Go and do research and articulate at a higher level than us. Habehuga Khasi Wata. Tai'a. Toas Nago Abo. There's nothing they can offer. For me, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. What I just don't want is that what we have started to die because a Swartbooi is shot dead by some mysterious person. And if they shoot me and I'm dead, you must know that it has been that political opponent, SWAPO, and its government and its agencies have done. You don't need even to investigate.
We cut it off.
But of course, we are prayer warriors. God protects us with his angels even right now. They are here. And we are believers. And we serve a mighty and loyal God who never sleeps nor slumbers. He watches over his children. I have engaged some countries that are represented in this country. I have informed them about this matter. They are, of course, equally worried about the situation. It's not just me who is under threat. The deputy, Sabe, is also under threat. Those of you who are in local and regional council candidate positions, don't eat anywhere because you feel this is a person that speaks your language. Don't drink around. Stay alert the evening of the 24th. Be careful, hold fast and firm to your voter's card. Don't give your voter's card to anybody. They are planning to create problems. And those that are leaders, watch out. Who comes in, who comes out. One of the things I want to say is that in certain areas, we know we are going to take a number of regions. I'm saying this to you. We are not going to accept a result that is different from the results that we know will happen. We know there are certain areas, if we have to take the politics of Shaningwa, that are no-go for SWAPO also. Just as we are not contesting in certain areas, therefore we cannot expect a win. We also know that if you look at how they have campaigned, if you look at their foot soldiers, there is nothing on the ground. We know we are going to win Haras region. We know we are going to win Hartab region. We know we are going to win Komas region. We know we are going to win the Rongo region. We know we are going to win Tunene South. We know we are going to do very well in Omaheke. And we know we are going to do very well in some of the local authorities in the northern parts of the country. If they try to rob us of the votes, they will see us on the streets.
That's bad. Yeah.
And it will not be a friendly sign. I will give you instructions as to what to target on the streets and when to target it. I'm saying this because the ECN has not enforced any strong-worded apology from SWAPO on the conduct of Martin Shally and its leaders during this election campaign. There is a code of conduct that people must abide by. ECN is allowing SWAPO to misbehave in terms of the code of conduct. Let us see what they will do. Now, you are candidates for local and regional council.
Hello.
I don't like lazy people who are very arrogant once they get into position. I also know that the candidates of all other parties are exceptionally incapable of delivering anything. I know that. You can look at the SWAPO list. It's 2 from here and the rest from Oshakati. How is that possible? In a proper democracy. The same at Hendis Bay, the same in Bentuk, the same at Swakopmund. That sort of tribalism, we shouldn't be afraid to speak up against it. That I didn't out. Sarah kan dit au onde netwana Sarah din hobade in dit kham ti eba ga slechte goed doen in Sarah simi. The extent to which we stand up for our children today is the extent to which they will have a decent life tomorrow. Sada uanara kaiba ngop neteke ini kai uiba uhan ngop ngabara babal. But prayer and fasting for the elections to be safe or to be sound, and for us as a party to succeed where we have failed candidates. So, on that note, can all of us please stand? On the 24th, no one should be given any drinks that are toxic. On the 24th, make sure that everybody that you know has his card ready, and you do not go and vote one or two. You check your neighbor, you check your friends, you check the auntie that you are praying with, you check the uncle that is next door to the next door neighbor who is from the next door neighbor's house, next door to the other next door neighbors, next door neighbors, next door neighbors.
Why?
You want to stand up and go and vote as a street, as a suburb, as a location, as a community. That's what you want to do. That's the reason why. When I usau is done. When I usau, it's when I usau hase. When we are Kaisa, Satsina Segerma. The work of mobilizing community is not the work of leaders alone. It's the work of each and every one of us. Each and every one of us must mobilize a number of people to go and vote and pray. Because when we go in as a party, this independent candidate is nonsense. If you are an independent candidate, you have no representation at national level. You are nothing. You are nobody. You are a kurimatai. You are standing alone. You cannot have a friend. Nobody will help speak for you. You have no support system. You have no support structure. You are alone. You are